Welcome back to episode 34 of Reactors FTB Infinity Evolved Expert Mode series. And yes, where are we from last time? Well, lots of things really. I've been replacing lots of these transport pipes. These were all golden pipes. Got a tip on the comments to use these because they're a bit faster than gold. They're maybe 10-20%, or they seem that way. I've timed it was like 12 seconds for some iron before and 10 afterwards, so yeah, we'll see. And these should then be able to accept the item speed upgrades. Whoop, advanced preview. Upgrades. Update. Item speed upgrade. Can be applied to all pipes apparently. Iron chipset, gold, paper. I'll give that a try and let you know what the speed increase is anyway, so for my particular system anyway. So, there we go. Quick update on the villager spawn system. Worked very well. Oh, you see these? Travel anchors. I can go anywhere I want in the base. Very simple to create as well. Let's just give travel anchors. Much better than elevators. You can go in any direction you want. Only difficulty is this pulsating crystal, which requires a few different things, but nothing excessive. And straightforward. So I've got a link to my reactors, to my chests. You can shift or jump whichever way. I've got a jet plate on, so I probably want to shift and go all over the place, including my mob farms. However, this is just at a range of the chest. Oh no, hang on. No, it isn't. It's at a range of the auto-crafting point that's just there. So we got a bit of a difficulty there, but you can just go this way and auto-crafting. So villager system worked very well. While I had it running, this was full completely. In fact, so much so I put that back just so that I would get some liquid XP when it overran, which it has. I disconnected this from the experience obelisk because the experience obelisk was, again, had huge amounts of XP in it. I don't need it all. I just wanted to keep it there just in case, and I can always hook it back up to the experience obelisk as and when I need to use it all. But yeah, very, very pleased with that. Looking in here, these are off at the moment. Both these are spawn exact copy mode. For the two villagers I want. I did find, however, it ran me completely dry of wheat. So, I forgot to turn the farm back on, so it ran me completely dry of wheat. So I thought, well, we did get lots and lots of emeralds, and the XP system was really, really good. So as long as I'm willing to run it, and more importantly, use power up to run it, I can get lots of emeralds and lots of mob essence. Do bear in mind that power requirement, though, because I'm running 2 auto spawners down there in exact copy mode, and I'm also running I should really use the travel anchor now I've created it. I have to go via this way. I'm also using exact copy mode here. We'll come on to this bit in a second. Most of the time. Sometimes I switch it, and I will come on to why I switch it later. And 3 of those running in exact copy mode, and this one for wither skeletons hoovers up power. So because we don't have a huge amount of power yet, we have obviously a nuclear reactor down here. I should have used the travel anchor again. Never mind. Yeah, so our nuclear reactor is 100 EU per tick, so it's okay, but it's not huge yet. So I'm going to be hampered while this recharges for a few different things, and I'll come on to those and briefly explain them. Let's start with, well, I'm going to build another reactor first of all, so that I'm going to have to build, but I'll do that off camera. You've already seen one of them, and I'll just show you the design once it's done. It's going to be an expanded design, like all 6 chambers on it, I think. So yeah, we'll go from there. I'm going to build it down here. Now, just to briefly explain why and what I'm doing with it. There's 3 blockers to the rest of the pack, really. The really high-end stuff that we need to make, like, you know, angel wings, and let's just take the creative energy cell. There we are. So 3 blockers. One is this Galgadorian block, or metal. Another one, well, the aluminum we've already got, we've just seen before. Sorry, there's 4 blockers. So Galgadorian metal, draconic flux stuff, or draconic evolution stuff. This IT2 we've already done. And quantum solar panels, and that the 3rd one is quantum solar panels, which is blocked by this molecular transformer scenarium. And our last one is Iridium. Now, Iridium is a bit of a... well, it's something lots of IC2 people will recognise immediately. You'll see I've got 1 MOX nuclear fuel here. I made that. I may have mentioned it in an earlier episode, but I made it with 3 plutonium. Each plutonium is made up of 9 tiny piles of plutonium. So 27 tiny piles, and each tiny pile comes from a spent fuel rod. So it takes a while to get one of these. However, I'm also ready for my 3rd piece of plutonium again. Let's just change before I do this. And I want Rtg pellets, which is another 3 plutonium and 6 dense iron plates. So why don't we just order those plates, and it should be really easy to do so when I get to here. There you go, so dense iron. And I want 6 of them. Oh, I've not taught it how to make them. Okay, so we just get regular iron plates, shall we? And it's 9 of each, so 54 regular iron plates. Shouldn't take too long with our current system. And back down we go. So I can then create them. Let's grab this. Put you away for a second. I can then put this in here. That'll make another plutonium, and then as soon as the rest of the iron plates come through, I can then make Rtg. Why am I making 1 of each? And more importantly, I'm not going to use these for anything other than one, excuse me, one very, very specific recipe. Uses of MOX, please, is this. 1 MOX, 1 Rtg makes Iridium ore. Now, you could be lucky. I'm not sure if it comes in dungeon chest spawns with this particular pack, but if you haven't been lucky, then 80 million RF gets you a piece of Iridium ore. And you're not going to use that to do anything with other than one, again, very specific thing. We're going to use the scanner. There we go. It's an IC2 block, and it's going to be going down here. I'll probably show it next episode because I've got to build the reactor, and that takes a little bit of time. So I've got a bit of time between the episodes here. So we're going to get a scanner. We're going to also make a pattern storage. Again, this takes a bit of time because I need to make these. And crystal memory, silicon dioxide, clay dust. Yeah, so it's just lots of manual labour there. That's fine. Reinforced stone. Has no recipe, but I assume that is just going to be, well, it doesn't tell you how you do actually do it, so I'll need to look that one up. We're also going to need the mass fabricator. Here we are. Again, should be relatively straightforward. And there's another machine here as well I'm missing off the top of my head, and I'll figure it out. However, also this bank of recyclers. Now, I've made so many just because they're very, very cheap to make. Recyclers are very, very cheap by comparison anyway. Yeah, it's just like all of this is like dirt cheap, and compressors are just a basic machine casing and an electronic circuit. So again, very, very cheap. So what I'm going to do is make a reactor here and run these machines off it. I may run only some of them. I may transformer upgrade them so they run with more power. And on this side, I'm going to line up the scanner, the pattern storage, the can't remember the name of the next machine, but I will figure it out. Don't comment. I know this. I will just figure it out. And then mass fabricator and stuff like that. Basically, we're going to take cobble. We're going to put them into the recyclers. They're going to output scrap. The scrap will go into the mass fab or the other machine I'm forgetting. Which way around, I forget them. And out of it will come UU matter. UU matter will store in a drum, and from there we'll start processing it. We'll be using the scanner to scan that first piece of Iridium ore, and then store it in pattern storage, and then use the mass fab to make more of it. We are not going to make more using this method. It is terrible. However, you can of course use this method with more reactors to get more MOX nuclear fuel and more Rtg, which will bump up our power. So put that in mind. That's what I'm going to be doing in the background. I'll show you once it's complete because that's a lot of crafting and I'm not going to show it on camera. Thought you might like that. Or maybe not, it depends if you like crafting or seeing it on camera. I am, however, wanting to get, just to get rid of my advanced miner. Well, I'll just sleep through the night. My advanced miner. It's becoming a bit of an issue. Problem with it, and let's go and find it. First of all, it doesn't chunk load itself, which is a bit of an issue. I've turned it off for the moment, or I'll turn the power off to it. So I put this world anchor down. World anchors aren't terribly expensive either. They are chunk loaders. When I said not terribly expensive, I mean for me at this stage with Iridium, at the very first part of the game. If you don't have Iridium yet, yes, they are expensive, including an emerald, which you won't have early in the game. But you supply them with ender pearls, and each ender pearl lasts 12 real-time hours. So again, at this stage of the game, it's very, very cheap. You actually can't do it at the start. So that's one type of chunk loader. The normal, regular chunk loader that you're used to seeing, like I think it's the chicken junks. Chunk loader is not in the pack if you look on the right side. There is an MFR machine called the chunk loader. This is expensive. I did make part of this. I just haven't completed it because first of all, I like the tesseracts and the resonant energy cells, and I don't want to waste them, and I don't need it at my base yet, and this needs power to actually work. This one doesn't, just ender pearls, so bear that one in mind too. But the advanced miner problem is this. It's going to scan within its range from top to bottom. So let's say we're on 70 now, so it's going to scan 69. All 69 in that 17 by 17 box, or whatever the size of it was. And it's going to move down a level. That means you're not going to get the diamonds and the gold until very late in the process, and you're going to get an awful lot of other things. This whitelist, blacklist system isn't terribly great. I get lots of random stuff just because I've set it as blacklist because I avoided the the silk touch upgrade this way. So I'm not terribly amazed by that. So I want to replace that with something else, and that is where the more advanced automatic mining system like the Ender Quarry comes in. Ender Quarry needs a bit of, well, a bit of new crafting. I've made all the rest of the stuff, so you don't have to see any of that on camera, and I've shown this off before as I've been making it, except this central bit. The central bit needs, well, it needs something we haven't done before. I've mentioned this one before on camera as well. All of this stuff is relatively straightforward, apart from this, the pink slime crystal, which comes from a pink slime block, which comes from pink slime balls. No use you can looking through any eye for how you get those. We need to actually get them from, and you saw this earlier in the episode, what's down here. So, down here next to my autonomous activator, I've got a slaughterhouse. That outputs into a fluid duct and into these two tanks. One's meat and one is pink slime. Now you can do this with filters to have two separate pipes going to each one, so you don't have to worry about it. But I just did it like this because these act as filters once they're set up. What I normally do is just attach the fluid duct to the first tank and don't attach it to a second one. Wait till that tank actually has something in it. Probably the meat first will come out. And then attach another tank to somewhere else on the pipe. Once the actual, once the colour in the pipe has changed. So it'll be this colour first, it'll empty into here, wait for it to change colour, put this one on, and then you'll end up with, pink slime. Because it outputs two different things. Both fluids, unfortunately. So, yes, and by the way, yes, you even get meat and pink slime from skeletons. This is the circumstance where I'd change that from exact copy only to non-exact copy, because it's cheaper in power, cheaper in mob essence, and they're just going to spawn faster because of it. So we now got pink slime in a tank, and we should... I've only got one bucket, unfortunately. Let's... I'm not sure if this will work indoors. We'll soon see if it does. So you just pop it down and wait, and depending on how good it is, we'll see. It should spawn a pink slime. Now you can do and it's not dropped anything. You can do an embiggening syringe of some kind. I almost remember this. Growth syringe? Slime embiggening syringe. And that is slime balls and an empty syringe. An empty syringe is those. So I'm going to just snag another bucket. So I'm running low on this stuff. So I've only got one more bucket. I'm probably going to need more, but I'll do that off camera if that's the case. It's relatively straightforward otherwise. So let's just go make those syringes. And I forgot to use the travel anchor again. Oh, why? Why do I do these things to myself? Okay, so the syringe is going to be 4 plastic sheets. In fact, that's actually annoying because in this, these plastic sheets are relatively rare. So let's just get some iron. And there's our iron plates. We can get those. So let's just get an iron, piece of iron, piece of rubber. And do I have enough plastic sheets? The usual answer is no. I do have them. They're just in one of these. In fact, this actual chest, this modular storage, has worked out very well as well. So let's just grab you. 161 stacks out of 300. I did upgrade that storage module after we finished last episode. So yeah, I'd very much recommend those instead of iron chests, even once you get to the diamond ones. They're just much nicer. Bear that one in mind too. Yes, so 1, 2. I do not want a set of plastic boots, thank you. Nope, not at all. Syringe. Okay, so what was the other thing? The beginning syringe. Lapis and 2 slime balls. Okay. I seem to remember I had to do this a few times in my previous series, so I will probably have to do this a few times again, but it shouldn't be a big deal. Because I think you get the syringe back. Don't quote me on it, we're about to find out, but I think you do. We will see. Yeah, there we go. So slime in beginning syringe, and then we can go and just put our slime back down again. At which point we should convert this from a regular slime, one of those tiny ones, to, whoops, to a larger one. There we are. So I think you may be able to do that multiple times. I'm assuming you can. However, in the meantime, there we go. And we got 5, so I'm going to be short because I need a slime block, so I'm going to need some more of those. Fine, let me go and do that and turn the system back on. Let me just check to see what's actually set up. And we did get the syringe back, so I don't have to use those plastic sheets. Thank you very much. Exact copy, no. And then, yeah, let's just turn the thing on. Flip that one that way, that one that way, and on you go. And I may run out of mob essence because I don't have the villager spawners working, but you get the idea. This doesn't produce pink slime all the time, by the way, so just bear that in mind. It does produce meat fairly regularly. This tank is much larger than this one, even though it looks like this is a tiny amount. That's like 12 buckets versus 2 is what I actually managed to get out of it. So just bear that in mind too. And I said bear that in mind far too many times this episode. Oh well, there's the skeleton. And he's about to get slaughtered. Come on. Come on. Unless I've disabled this. Oh, hang on. Did I disable it? Yeah, maybe it doesn't like this. Let me just disable this manually. Require high. And disable that. That should work now. So aside from them all shooting each other, this is actually working. Yeah, there we go. It's ticking down. And we've got an extra bucket of meat now. We've not got any more pink slime yet, but that's not a problem. Yes, they kind of dislike that pipe somehow. No problem. So we just wait for that to keep on ticking, and then we get to our pink slime. I won't bore you with that, though. We'll come back. So now I've got that pink slime ball. I forgot what a pain in the backside it is to make reinforced stone. It is, yeah. So if you don't remember how to do this or you haven't seen it before, you basically have to put an item in here to make construction foam. It's called CF powder. There's a construction foam. In fact, I could probably refill this now. Maybe a little. The CF powder is made from stone dust, and that's the stuff you have to get out of the reactor, if you remember. That was one of the limits of the reactor. So we got that out of there. You make CF powder by combining that with sand and clay. Put CF powder in here, it becomes construction foam. You have to make a CF sprayer, which is not terribly difficult to make. 3 iron atom casings and a universal fluid cell. We've seen that before. However, you then need to make iron scaffold, which has iron fences, which is more iron atom casings and iron plates. Bear that in mind. And then to make this stuff, you can... do I have any? Yeah, I do have some left. So you can just line this up like this. And you use your CF sprayer. Did I take that out of the machine? I thought I did. Nope. And just click on any block. And this makes reinforced construction foam. You can speed it up with sand, like that, but it will go off by itself. It'll mature. And it's very hard to actually mine then. It is worse than obsidian by far. I mean, look at how the progress is going. Yeah, this cuts through obsidian about half the time, so just put that one in mind too. Wherever you put it down, this is going to take a minute or two to actually go off. So I've got the pink slime ball, so do I have a spare crafting grid that isn't covered by construction foam? And that means I've got the pink slime block, which means I can then put that in the furnace and get my pink slime crystal, which, as it turns out, is only used on pink scaffold. Pink scaffold, that would be, yeah. It's only used for one thing, and that is the laser drill P-charger. So don't think you need to massively automate pink slime or anything like that. It is generally a manual thing you'll do up to a few times, maybe. Yeah, because if you do a laser drills, you may want to automate it later, but certainly not at this early stage in the game. So glowstone illuminator is just an illuminator frame, so let's just make that. Let's get some nether quartz. One of them, was that signalum? Or, in fact, let's just check that. Was it signalum? Laser drill pre. It was signal. Okay, cool. So I want a couple of hardened glass while we're at it. And a signalum. Just get one of them. It's fine, and the rest of it, we just fill out with glowstone, which is, how much glowstone is it? 5. Okay, some glowstone. And what's the rest? Probably a couple more hardened glass. Some conductance coils, some more plastic sheets. Okay, I'll make that all off camera. So I think we've got all the ingredients, and one laser drill pre-charger, which is normally a very late game item. It is only a mid-game item in this. And the Ender Quarry, finally. Now there are some upgrades that I'm going to need to create, but it's going to need some more items that I can't do immediately. Ender Quarry, I'm going to need some of these. Upgrade base, which is Ender infused obsidian, obsidian with ender pearl with burnt quartz, which is just regular quartz in a smeltery. But that's via QED, and a QED is, excuse me. Yes, I'm going to need another resonant machine frame. I don't have a spare on me at the moment, so I'm going to do that between episodes as well. For the other upgrades, I'm going to need, or want, I should say. I'm not going to want the world hole. I'm not going to want the pump. I am going to want the single touch upgrade, so that's a power drain multiplier of 1.5. And that only needs one of those Ender Quarry upgrade bases, and it needs a golden pickaxe with silk touch on it for some reason. Yeah, that shouldn't be too hard to make, because you may be likely to get silk touch on those anyway. Or it may just need any pickaxe, but yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe not. Let's check. Silk touch upgrade, fortune. I don't particularly need fortune because I'm going to get silk touch. So, yeah. And power drain multiplier 80. I suppose you could go that route, but I do want that cinnabar, so I do want silk touch. Speed upgrades is always useful. Again, I don't think they're particularly troubling. They are efficiency 1. That's easy enough to get. Yeah, these are not terribly hard to get, and the power drain multiplier is not too much of an issue, but I may well add that later because I don't have a huge reactor going yet. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, just the silk touch, of which I'll work on, and I need the QED first. So again, I'm going to make that between the episodes just so you don't have to watch it. But Ender Quarry! Oh! So much hard work to get to it in this pack. So much hard work. By the way, the block that I forgot was the replicator. The one that's going to go down there. In fact, let me just check the recipe. Make sure there's nothing utterly soul-destroying in that. I hope not. I automated those. Yeah, T-Fox can take a hike. HV transformers. I've not crafted those before, but they're MV and LV transformers. Nothing terrible in there, to be honest. Some reinforced stone, reinforced glass. Done those before, so no real problem there. And is the mass fab. Are you going to be... the mass fabricator makes you matter from scrap, if I remember rightly. And then the replicator takes that and makes the actual iridium, which it knows how to make because of the pattern storage, which it knows how to make because of the scanner. Hope that's straightforward. And yeah, no. In fact, I think I showed that earlier in the episode. Yeah, that's not too terrible. So it looks like we're going to be okay down there. I'm just going to need maybe more power because I just had the... In fact, let me just turn off... Let me just turn off the farms. I've run myself out of emeralds again. Oh, hi. I'll wait till that dies. Go on, die. There you go. I've run myself out of emeralds again because I just wanted the pink slime fast enough. So I just dumped it full of emeralds to get lots of XP, to get lots of mob essence, to get that fast enough. So my main concern there is power pretty much. As soon as I turn those systems on, even though as long as I can keep it with wheat farming, which I could do with another one of those sprinkler setups I've got upstairs, as soon as I turn on the farms, I mean, it's gaining now, but it very much drains whenever I turn the farms on. So I'm going to have to sort out that with another reactor of some kind. I think I'm going to go for a much more expanded one. I can use this layout still, but with another one of these and a bit of changing these to quads to get 120 EU per tick, but 120, not great, is it? Could do with at least, you know, maybe double that, maybe more towards 300 EU per tick. That'd be nice before we head towards big reactors, which is crazy. Let's just have a look at big reactors just to close out the episode. Big reactors. So the fuel rod needs those RTGs, so we have to go through IT2 nuclear reactors anyway, but otherwise it's just hardened glass, fair enough. But we need quite a few of them if we don't just want to go for a basic reactor. Reactor casing, that is all as expected, just lots of steel. Reactor controllers, redstone comp chipset. I don't think I've made one of those before. Oh, straightforward. Yeah, straightforward. Red pipe wire computer, reactor casings, made all those before. Control rods, yeah. Power taps needs an MFE, that's okay. Okay. Redneck cable, computer ports, reactor glass is again straightforward turbine glass, we don't need it just yet. And the turbine stuff is for later, so yeah, I've got a feeling, yeah, that's where it gets expensive. The turbine rotor shaft needs iridium ingot, which is, I think it's just iridium ore, iridium dust. Can I just get 2 dust from 1 iridium maybe? That'd be nice if I could. Yeah. Okay, I can't find it, but if I can, yeah, then the turbine and the blades are 2 iridium as well. Ouch. Are any of the turbine parts that bad? Oh, no, the turbine parts need the turbine rotor shafts as well. Wow. Yeah, so I'm going to need to scale up a little bit when we get to turbines, but that's some time away, thankfully. We can get away with a passive setup. Relatively straightforward, it looks like. We just need more RTG fuel for that, I think, and that's something that's coming. I'm going to need to go through quite a few fuel rods to get that RTG fuel, to get enough of these. You can get away with a very, very quick with about 5 of these on a big reactor in a cross shape, so we'll come on to that anyway. Well, I'll show you those once we're through. Anyway, hope you like the episode. We've gone through a few different things. Just an update on our mob farms, pink slime. We've got an ender quarry. We've got sped up, what are they called? Logistics pipes. And everything's working out pretty well. So, hope you like this episode. Feel free to subscribe if you hadn't already. Leave a comment if you've got any comments or suggestions. And I do usually keep threatening to go on to Magic, but I'm going to have to do that soon. I'm running out of topics that I want to cover. I need to get through some of the Magic side of things. But there's plenty to do still. And yeah, I think that's it. You can follow me on Twitter at Greydust as normal if you want to ask me any questions that way, or receive notifications when the episodes are out. This one's a few hours later than normal, my normal release schedule, just because I had to buy a new set of headphones, broke the old ones, and now I can. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this episode. See you next time.